I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice.
Do your own research.
Consult a professional investment advisor before making any investment decisions.
This show is for entertainment only. Faites vos propres recherches.
Here we are
in another episode
at the Simple Success Podcast.
And
this is financial life coaching from a happiness perspective.
Previously on Simple Success.
Then you bring up multiple income streams again. How's a youngin' like me supposed to manage all that instability while trying to find themselves? Well, life isn't stagnant, my friend. You gotta look around all the time and mix passions.
And now, just like with a previously on thing on TV, we take you directly to this week's episode. Anything is possible. Today we find ourselves enjoying the warm hues of the setting sun from a rustic rooftop adorned with twinkling fairy lights.
Indeed, and the sound of distant traffic and urban life mingles with the soft breeze.
You know, DT, when I think back to my days as a financial advisor, I cannot help but remember the golden rule: question everything. But since then I've discovered that isn't really the way. Yeah, I get it, John. Hang on a second, I need to go kick this pebble off the edge. Got it? Done? Yeah, so what you were saying, isn't that just a way of complicating things? I mean, sure, we should think critically, but do you really believe we have to dissect every single decision we make? Not dissect exactly, but learn. What in the name of someone's ignorance is that about? It's your popularity, DT. People want you. And we'll get to that, but as I was saying, challenging norms has its place, but constantly questioning can lead to paralysis.
It's like analyzing every note in a symphony instead of just enjoying the music.
Yeah, that's right, Matthew. And this city we're enjoying right now, it's alive because people take risks. Aye, but let me play the devil's advocate here, John. You built wealth, sure, but why should everyone dive headfirst into financial planning? Some folks just want to exist, not invest. Ah, my obstreperously induced mousehide, you're sharper than a double-edged sword. But financial independence is not just about investing money. As we know, it's about freedom. It's that notion of becoming the captain of your own ship, navigating through life's turbulent waters. Freedom? Well, that sounds wonderful, John. But at what cost? Investing time and energy into every minor decision. Exhausting. To question or not to question, that's the dilemma. Well, perhaps, but let me steer us back. Don't you remember what Allen Ginsberg said about rhythms of life? Refresh me. He said, follow your inner moonlight. Don't hide the madness. Happiness thrives in spontaneity. Spontaneity? Yeah, perhaps. But do you think people can truly tune into that without the right guidance? Isn't it safer to question the decisions that put bread on the table? Well, perhaps, but that's okay, because I am guidance. And people do that a lot. But that's where
financial life coaching from a happiness perspective
comes in. It's about showing people the tools they need to make informed choices without drowning them in self-doubt. It's not an endless cycle of questioning, but rather an evolving understanding. Okay, John, so where did this "but how did you" come from? You know, the episode title. Good cue, DT. It came from this idea I run about in my head every day. About what? It's about that Jonathan Livingston Seagull guy.
But how did you, like everything else, Fletcher, practice?
So you're saying that practicing, and practicing some more makes things automatic, just like good investing.
Oui, je le ferai.
Yes, I am, and yes, I will. And this approach can lead to happiness?
It can and it does.
So you're not just demystifying finance for people, but rather you're giving them permission to just be? Exactly. Remember Kerouac's words? I'm sure you're going to enlighten us. But he was piggybacking on Ginsburg, probably. Well, time will be the judge of that, but he said the only people for me are the mad ones.
Let them decide what truly makes them happy.
Right, Matthew, that's a better way to say it. It's not my place to impose an endless checklist of oughts and shoulds. Nope, we'll just find balance up in here. Got that, emphasis, DT. But in moments bright we need not fear. That's true, since with open hearts the path is clear, and we embrace the joy that draws us near. For practice grows when doubt's sincere. So take a step, let shadows shun in endless roads and...
Break number 1.
Lights dim as the skyline sparkles, capturing the essence of both spontaneity and reflection. The conversation lingers in the air, echoing the promise of discovery and happiness.
I'm not trying to make doubting Thomases out of y'all.
Yet you cannot tell a lie. Hey, George Washington is nigh? Obviously not.
Nor is it time for the rhyme.
But it is time for something. It is?
Yes, it is.
It's time to learn. Learn about what? Why, DT, it's time to learn about a sponsor. You know, what they make, what they do. Before we even get to act number 2? Well, yes, indeed, my friend. As our editor knows.
This is the place where your message goes.
We can plug it right in to the story we tell, so that no one fast forwards. Except from your well. We can build it ourselves, with approval from you. Taking action will do it.
Not bragging, it's true.
Starting something instead, and taking action, as you just said.
Based on your beliefs.
Yeah, but still, not just knowing, but also doing.
And as I've been saying about goals. No, sorry. Getting what you want without limiting the rights of others.
That's correct, Matthew. Or yucking their yum, as is said. But still, it has to be...
Based on your beliefs.
Which are, among other things, that people will believe almost anything. They will? Like what? I was struck by lightning the moment I was born. You were? No, but that's what I mean. People will believe almost anything. That's interesting, but, you know, if it makes for a good story, then...
That's good.
Okay, yeah, it is good. A good story, good entertainment. That's golden. Excuse me a second. What was that? A duffel bag. Yeah, I have ears. Oh, good, you have ears. What was your point? Are you distracted by something? No, not at all. I just wanted to say goodbye to my ferret. Your what? In a duffel bag? No, I did it again, John. You believe me. My. I hold space for you, DT, my beloved curtain of lawn chairs.
There is no need for that. Just stop and breathe.
Da, I am here to dance with your penguin.
No, you're not, Evgeny, and that's quite enough making fun of language, everyone. Okay, but how did you? How did I what? Anything. How did you? Oh, I got it. You're riffing on the old episode title, I see.
But how did you, like everything else, Fletcher, practice?
Which is what came to mind more than once while I was writing this. More than once? Like repetition, right? Yeah, now that you so adroitly point that out, that's exactly how it goes. So you were patient? My yes, DT, very patient. Years patient. And you were repetitive? I was indeed that. Was I that indeed I was I? You were, what? Oh, yeah, I get it. You were repetitive. You just asked that. Yes, I did. And now I get it. But why?
Why is that?
Because that's how habits are made. Including the habit of tending to your financial future. Without breaking the bank. No pun intended.
Oh, let's face it. Puns are always intended.
So, don't wonder how I did it, or he did it, or she did it. Did what? Did anything. I mean, I'd tell you specifically, but then I'd have to kill you. Well, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun to me. No, it doesn't. So, let's look at other plans. Plans. As long as they get to the same place in the end.
That's good.
Yeah, it is kind of good. So, let's say I'm striving to be noticed. What do I do first? It's easy. Yes, it is easy. first you figure out what's in it for the audience. Like you might, or actually should, do with all entertainment. With them. And then you give them something to notice, for which they can get that with them, thus being able to fully enjoy the ride. Which they should, since in life the waves may ebb and glide. And we repeat, through trials faced, where we find our stride.
Oh. With every step our hopes reside.
And dreams unfold, like wings spread wide. To reach the stars, we must pursue, with patience, practice, and...
Break number 2.
By the way, have you had one of those new nuclear fission pies? We know a lot about you already, because we know ourselves. For example, we know that you know how to listen to our podcast. We also know that you probably know how to subscribe. So as soon as you're done with that, tell us your story. We have ways you can contact us. It involves a special link where you can leave us a message. We may have an email address for you as well in the future, and we'll let you know if that happens. The reason for subscribing? I thought you'd never ask. When you subscribe, you automatically download all future episodes of that podcast. It just happens in your player without you having to go search again. How cool is that? This means better rankings for the podcast, more attention from advertisers, and more money. And this means more and better stuff for you. So your motivation is simple and easy. Subscribe today, whatever app and from whatever place you like. And don't just try to subscribe. There is no try. There is only do. We're changing the way we look at things, and remember, that's good. Eso es buenísimo. Also remember, this is financial life coaching from a happiness perspective. Coaching happiness. Our call to action is right in the show notes. Find it, and you win too. Can I simple that? Por supuesto. Of course. Just simple it.
Please make sure your seatbelts are fastened and your tray tables are in their upright position.
And make sure simple is a verb like Google is a verb.
我们回来了. That's we are back.
What is that? Or shouldn't I ask? Oh, it's just something to do before what? Before diving into an earnest conversation like we're about to do. Ah, a bit of expository writing, I see. Yeah, sure thing. You know, DT, I always find it amusing when people say we should question everything.
It's like a never-ending game of peekaboo with reality itself.
Why is it really that amusing? What if beneath the surface there are hidden truths we're ignoring? You were a financial advisor, as I recall, so surely you must understand the need for scrutiny. Oh, of course I do. But questioning everything leads to that infamous paralysis by analysis. Okay, so what would be better? You know, there's beauty in simplicity and action. Life isn't just about overthinking. It's also about moving forward with what we know. Sometimes I feel like you're just dismissing potential pitfalls. Oh no, I'm not saying abandon caution altogether. It's like Jack Kerouac's words about living authentically. If we're always questioning, when do we take the actions we should be taking? That's easy for you to say with your background and experiences. People need to feel secure in their choices. True, but most of the time, the security we seek is an illusion. And that's where financial life coaching from a happiness perspective can help us break through. Walk me through it. Oh, with pleasure. Consider our simple solution. Embrace what feels right, take calculated risks, and when it works, celebrate. Is that the sound of celebration? No, it's just a wonderful smell. Oh, right. So, in conclusion, it's okay to leap without a parachute, so long as you've picked your landing spot in advance? Not quite. You should check your gear first. And we need to analyze, yes, but there's balance. If you live your life waiting for every little detail to line up perfectly, you'll go to the grave with your song still in you. And you don't want to do that. That's sounding kind of zen right now. Well, that's interesting. That's where practice comes in. It's not anything religious. So one last time with that quick list, write it down or rewind and play this again. Make small decisions, reflect, and adjust as you go. Complexity doesn't have to guide your life. Simplicity can be your ally. Like a financial GPS directing us toward happiness, rather than a maze of doubt. Precisely. And don't forget our tagline.
Financial life coaching from a happiness perspective.
Because it's all about perspective.
Which is how you've all gotten good.
Gracias por escuchar.
Salut. À la prochaine.
No robots were harmed in the making of this podcast.
This podcast and our other podcast are productions of Little Red Hen Industries.
Part of the Sonic Boom Network, where we do the hard work for you.
And Rishi helps our hen bake the bread by giving credit to these great people.
Techno King, John Brandy.
That's me.
Alter Ego, Doubting Thomas.
And that's me.
Fact Checker, Napoleon Bonaparte. Social Manager, Abraham Lincoln. Always on the internet's inner tubes whatever. Media Expert, Augustus Caesar. Psychologist, William James. Sound Designer, Les Paul.
Thank you for inventing multitrack.
Language Consultant, Leah, the French do-your-own research lady.
Cough, cough, cough.
Videographer, Ertaman Koshki.
Lights, camera, action.
Inspiration, many podcasts and other sources and of course Napoleon Hill. Additional inspiration and thanks go to Steve Jobs, Joseph Allen, Charles Darwin, Leonardo da Vinci, Henry David Thoreau, Abigail Adams, Jonathan Livingston Seagull and the Stick Figure.
Quick disclaimer here. Many sentences contained in our podcasts are of a very dangerous length, and were performed by highly trained vocal practitioners. On no account should inexperienced life forms attempt to imitate them without proper medical, jaw, and lung supervision.
And before we forget, you can also subscribe to both podcasts, join the community, and benefit from many of our techniques, including financial advice, patience, practice, and even podcast production for your ideas. Of course, you'll have to head to the show notes, either on your phone or on the web, to get the links and stuff. And all those clickable links are in the show notes. Hey, Emma, do you, Samantha, and Daniel want to tell us a bit more about this stuff?
Sure, the artificial intelligence or AI voices that you hear in our work are offered up by Google, Amazon Polly and OpenAI. They don't sponsor us yet, but we love what they do and we just love what AI can do when lovingly crafted.
Finally, you can find us through our network. We happily consider guests and consider guesting on other people's shows.
That sounds like a really old school computer voice. I'll call it Zarvox. It's definitely not Samantha, or any other modern AI.
Yeah, I'm not feeling well today.
Our music comes from Cube by Ben Sound and from Piano Background by Nick Simonados. Thanks also to AI MuseNet, Suno.ai, Audio.com, Phrase.io, ElevenLabs, and Ace Studios. The sound effect credits go to Jackson Academy Ashmore, Canoe CG, Dr. Jekyll, Joe Payne, Everything Sounds, MK Play More Stories, ERH, Sand Emotions, Big Pickle 51, and Just Kidding. Yes, that's his or her name. All on freesound.org. Also, languages are the bomb.
Paul.